Did you get your finger? Oh, okay. Ooh, wee, sis. Okay, here we go. All right, let's get the giggles out. Welcome to the Black Girl's Guide to the Pivot. Okay, I'm so excited. We always know I'm so excited, but no, for real, I'm super excited because I have April Marie on, and I want to make sure I do you justice. So I'm gonna read the bio because I will butcher it if I try to ad-lib it. Okay, I will butcher it. So April Marie was born a serial entrepreneur. She exhibited the gifts by being thought-provoking and action-driven. April Marie is currently the co-owner and operator of All Dolled Up Beauty Bar, co-CEO of Hair Honey, and CEO of Handle Her with Care clothing brand. April Marie is talented, smart, and driven. She is passionate about seeing the dreams and goals of others played out in everyday life. She strives to help people live the best version of their lives by encouraging them to grow in all areas. April Marie, passionate, positive, and pretty. I love this. Can you all see why I'm so excited? Okay, so now that I have the official bio intro out of the way, I could just gush over you how amazing I think you are. Y'all follow her on Instagram. She is the person to follow. She's real, authentic, genuine, transparent, all the things that is not on social media right now. Let's be honest.
It's not. And that's why I refuse to be that.
I know, right?
It's a conscious effort.
We're a rare breed. So, April, thank you for being on the Black Girl's Guide to the Pivot, the podcast. And if you're tuning in on YouTube, it's going to be comical. If you're listening to this on a podcast platform, check us out on YouTube still. Okay. So, April, when I said, hey, come be on a podcast, and I was like, what do you want to talk about? And you said...
the Renaissance Tour.
Get excited. Okay. So if you think we're going to sit here and talk about all the beautiful things, we could talk about all the beautiful things. We really could. But in this case, there's a plot twist. There's a pivot.
Yes, there's a pivot.
So what about this Renaissance concert that we've all been following?
Yes.
And attending for the last, I don't even know how many months.
Oh my God.
When did it? I'm not even sure.
I don't even know. I feel like it's been going on for like 100 months.
Right?
Because she literally toured from every country.
Yeah.
Every continent. She's been everywhere. So kudos to you, Beyonce.
Yes. And I just want to put this on for the record. I'm manifesting that I will meet and work with Beyonce.
I believe that. Yes. I've always said that everyone says, don't you want to do Beyonce's hair? And I say, absolutely not. I want to have lunch with Beyonce. And then we're going to go about our business and live our best lives.
Right.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to
service her.
Right.
No, I just want to hang out for an afternoon. And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm feeling it. So let's get to the plot twist of the Renaissance. So please lead this off so I can be geeking over here.
So this is the thing.
Okay.
So I have to tell you how incredible, first of all, the show was. Okay. So I went twice. I went for Saturday night in LA. And then I turned around and went to her birthday show on Monday.
Yes. I saw that, by the way.
Okay. All right. And so on Saturday night, I went and I told my sister before we bought the tickets, I said, okay, I only have a budget. I want to only spend $150. If you cannot find $150 tickets, this was like 5 months ago, I am not going. That's what I said.
Okay.
Because I was on a budget. We were about to go to Europe. I was just telling you about that. And I was like, listen, I have to see the Queen, but we're just going to do it this way.
Yes.
And so she found him. We wound up paying out the door with fees and everything. It was like $201.
Okay.
And I was like, thank you, Stephanie. That's perfect.
Perfect.
It put us, though, in the 500 section of the SoFi Stadium.
Okay.
Now, if you sit above the twos, then you have reverberation because it's a stadium meant for football, not for a concert.
Okay.
She tries her best, and other artists try their best to really try to bring in their own speakers and make it, nice for everybody at all areas of the stadium.
I didn't even know that.
However, no. I played myself cheap, and I told myself I would never do that again because I am deserving of more. I'm deserving of better seats.
Yes,
I'm deserving of the seats that are going to give me the concert that I deserve.
Right.
To be able to see it clear, to be able to enjoy the sound clear, because I sing. So when I hear songs, I'm like, oh my God, I know this. Like, this is
You want the
beautiful.
full experience.
The experience, yes. The excellence. And I saw the excellence from Heaven's View, because that's where I felt like I was at, was
In
in
the heavens,
heaven.
okay.
But it was not the same experience that I experienced Monday night, which was for her B-Day concert. And happy birthday to you, Beyonce, because, you know, it's your birthday. And so we went, and we were in the 200 section that night with a full frontal. So we were dead center.
Dead center.
And it was more than I could have even asked for. I'm standing there. The sound was impeccable. Let's just talk about even how she changed up her show. So she pivoted her show. So she leads with the slow.
Yeah. Yes.
Because, you know, in our older age and stuff, in our different stages of life, like, I'm going to belt these songs. I'm going to give you my best.
Yeah.
Vocally, because
Yes.
these songs are going to require more of me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give them to you first. I'm going to stand here and look beautiful. I'm not sweaty. This beautiful gown these fans are giving. And I'm going to sing my heart out. And she did flawlessly. Then she moved into the other parts of her concert where, you know, you were saying earlier, you noticed she wasn't dancing as much. She wasn't doing as much because she really did use her dancers. And she used her visuals.
As she should.
As a grown woman who's matured in this industry, who knows what she needs to do in order to make things do what they do and still put on an amazing show. But why should she overexert? She's reached a float status now. She is like top of her game.
Right.
So I'm gleaning from all of these things. So I was fangirling 100% because I'm like, not only are you killing it, your stage presence, of course, the songs, the nostalgia, the new stuff, the this, the that, all the dancers, the visuals, everything is beautiful. And then I'm also noticing these things that I'm pointing out to you. All these changes that she's making, all of these different things that she's doing in order to really solidify her place as a icon.
Icon living. Yeah.
Right. So why must she roll on the ground and kick her legs still like she did back in 98?
Right.
Why?
I mean, when I think about some of the other icons that are still living, Diana Ross.
Yes.
You know,
And she came out on her
when
birthday
she
concert.
came out, they're not, you know, bipping bopping around the
What?
stage. You
Absolutely
know?
not.
At this point, why should you?
Why should you?
Why should you? And so I want to say, when you shared that this is where you wanted to go with this interview, I remember thinking when the concert tours first started and people were flying to Europe to watch her perform, and people were like, she's just not doing it like she used to. And I thought, the audacity,
the
audacity.
nerve. Yeah.
Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Who are you? Like, just come and enjoy this show. This is not shucking and jiving.
Right.
When she was new on the scene, there was a lot of things she had to do. But I remember, like, in line with that, she got to a point where she pivoted and she's like, I don't have to do these things anymore. And I think it was it the Lemonade or Beyonce album? Maybe it was the Beyonce album where she dropped it and the world stopped. Right?
Yeah. Right.
The world stopped because she dropped a whole surprise album.
A whole
we were
surprise
all
album.
losing our minds, and it was different.
It was different.
It was different.
Yes, it was.
Okay, the Beyonce,
Yes.
it was different.
It was different.
Like,
She was coming for us.
Right, but what I loved about it is, to me, that solidified that she was owning her shit.
Yes.
She was like,
authentically.
Authentically. No, we're not doing what the record labels want. We're not doing what my father wants. I don't know if her father had that type of, you know, but
Still,
it was clear.
Right.
This is Beyonce owning her creativity, her space, and her sealing herself in history as this is what I'm going to do.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's when I became even more of a Beyonce fan.
Right.
You know, I liked her before.
Right.
But I'm like, when I saw that independence and that creativity, and I'm going to just
do
it my way.
Yes. It was grown, and you could see the maturity.
Oh, yeah. You could see the maturity. It. So I love where you want to go with this because there's just, I think also we're a little bit more seasoned.
Yes.
You know, so we peeping game. We're like, okay, sis,
yes,
sis,
I see you, and I respect that.
Yes.
So then being able to take it from Beyonce's Renaissance tour to my own personal business. I'm a hairstylist and I own a hair care company and I own a hair salon, and I own a clothing brand and all of these things,
Yes.
right? I'm in different stages of business with all 3 or 4 of those things. And so as a hairstylist, you know, I have a 21-year-old career.
Thought you was about to say a 21-year-old son. I was going to say April. When
No,
did we?
no,
when
no,
did
not
I
yet.
missed that one.
Thank God. No, it's just the 2. Just the 2 sons, 16 and 9. So thank God. But no, 21 years standing behind the chair. And so, you know, when I was in my early years, so we're just paralleling my career, Beyonce's career, and I want you to do the same. Parallel your career with Beyonce's career so that by the time we tie this thing up, you can kind of see how you can make some changes to benefit your own life and your own growth. And so paralleling my career to hers, it was so interesting to see. I've been in the industry for 21 years. You know, I used to be twirling around the salon, styling 10 people within a day, 11 people, 12 people within a day without an assistant.
Oh,
Just me,
oh,
right? And so I carried those shenanigans on for far too long. I probably stopped 10, 11, 12 at probably year 11 or 12. Right. Sickening, because who does that and
who
why?
does that?
And why? Okay? Because there are assistants out there that can help you. And why would you not get the help? So, right. So, okay. I learned that lesson because your body takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your mind. And how can you do anything else effectively if you're completely tied up twirling?
But you know, I think that it's that ownership,
Yeah.
it's that pride, it's that let's name it. Black women are expected to do it all. And so I think there's a part of us where we don't want to let it go because it means we're lazy.
Right.
You know, it means we're not good enough. We didn't do it right. Or we're not hitting people's expectations and standards. When in reality, we're essentially always building a business.
Always.
And we need to look at our businesses as such, as opposed to you're the face. And so you have to do it all.
Have to do it all.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I learned that. So then I got an assistant. And I started educating my assistant in the process and teaching her the different things and how particular I am. Because I think really, and you sent me a clip too about Beyonce saying
Oh, yeah.
something. What was
So
she
I don't
saying?
sleep. If I'm working,
Right.
you working.
And that was me for 10, 11 years without an assistant. Because I had a control thing.
Yep.
I wanted it to look a certain way, be a certain way. So I'm elevating my brand and I'm working this thing. But at the same time, I'm tuckering myself out. And at the expense of what? So I still have people to this day, like we were talking about Beyonce and how she's on the Renaissance tour. And they're like, she ain't doing it like she used to. They'd be like, I remember when you used to do 10 people a day. Now you only doing 5 and 6. You all right? Like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm old. And why should I have to? I don't have to.
Lord,
and now
you just got on my nerves with that
listen,
one.
my whole nerves. Shut it down. You know what? Matter of fact, maybe you're not the client for me. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe we should not be doing this. Because for you to even have that expectation of a person, not a robot. And even you looking at me and saying, I remember when you used
Charge
to.
them more, but it's just
Everybody
stupidity.
gets charged more. You get a raised price. You get
a
it's
raised
just,
price,
It just
charge
is
more.
what it is now. The price is the price. And if it's not for you, that's completely fine.
Right? Makes room for the others.
Makes room for the
that are
others.
willing to value that skill set.
Yes, that skill set and then just my time. Because I've never been the stylist that's just going to do your hair. I've always been the stylist that's going to do you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It started
I know because she
there.
did me. So, yes, I know. Okay, y'all. So,
It
if y'all
started-
anywhere near where I live, you'll know. And you got the coins, the dollar bills.
The dollar bills.
The dollar bills, y'all. This is definitely an investment. I'm
Yes.
just throwing it out
It's
there.
a whole experience.
It
And that is
is.
what I felt when I went to the Renaissance, was
An
the full experience. And I paralleled it to my business. I'm like, dang, I provide an experience as well.
Yep.
And I see her now taking it to the next level. Now she's educating her daughter on how to be a superstar, the legendary. This is what she calls her when she says, y'all give it up for the legendary Blue Ivy Carter.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that's how
This
she
is
referred.
every concert. So this is how we know her now. This is the way we address her now. This is how we pass
what's up.
the legacy.
That
This is
is
how we pass
beautiful.
the excellence. This is how we pass. So take it off the page, like from that page to my page. Like, yes, when I train my assistant, when I train the next version of me, the person who's going to take the mantle, the most incredible stylist who's going to do your hair. You know, she is fantastic. She is all that. She is better than me. I gave her mine and she added hers and made it better.
You know, you just like triggered this whole thought. I mean, I have a daughter. I only have one. I have 4 boys, 1 daughter.
Yes.
And like my mini me is always looking at and watching the things that I'm doing. And she is garnering a lot. And,
Yes.
and, you know, just hearing you refer to how Beyonce introduces her own daughter, I'm like, I think I could be a little bit more intentional on how I really bring her up in the work.
Yes.
And, you know, those skill sets and my ability to, you know, network and build rapport. I'm like, I need to really be intentional about passing on that legacy to my daughter as well as my sons.
Right.
But it just kind of hit home with the fact that I have a daughter the same age as Blue.
As Blue. Yeah. And just knowing that, like, okay, yes, you may not do what mommy does.
Yeah.
And you may not do how April Marie does, you know, in business. You may not do how, you know, whatever, in whatever industry, whatever your art, whatever your craft, whatever your gift is, you may not do it the exact same, but the legacy of excellence is still the same. So, you know, if you walk into All Dolled Up Beauty Bar, regardless of whether you're getting your hair done, a skin service done, a nail service done, excellence is the name because April Marie and Courtney Moore birthed excellence into this brand. Beyonce birthed excellence into her brand. So anyone coming up from underneath it, you're going to see excellence. The Chloe, the Halle, the Michelle, the Kelly. I'm like, I know her. She's my girl, Kelly. You know, all the girls, all the women that have blossomed, not under her, but alongside her. Have been just as graceful, just as classy, just as, you know, and they're all still working. And that's a beautiful gift. And even as she rounds the troops to bring them back, to say we're going to do a reunion tour, because I've been hearing talks of that.
I hope that happens.
Yes. How can you do the same in your business? Rally the troops, bring them back, because we've elevated the brand. The standard is set, man. You know what you're going to get when you come in here with Tavier. You know what you're going to get.
You'll know what you're going to get.
You're going to get excellence, 100%,
1000%.
top quality.
Right, all the things.
So now you're educating, you know, your children to do it.
Yeah.
You know, your husband, you guys work together to do it. So moving forward, we know what we're getting, whether you're here or not. And so for me, it was like, oh my God. Because in 5 years, when Beyonce is no longer touring and Blue is now the lead choreographer and the creative director.
I just got chills.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yes.
Like for those who are Beyonce's fans or admire her work, I really see that happening. That is 5 years for that young lady. She's thousands of years ahead of most of us.
know.
You know, like,
yes.
I want to also name that she obviously have all the benefits of the resources.
Right.
But also that serves as a reminder that's what we're supposed to do as parents.
Yes.
We put in that work so that we create a path of legacy and resources for our children so that they don't have to like go
struggle.
through all the, yes.
Let me say this. This is interesting too. Because even though, yes, we see it on the superstar level, right? We see it with Beyonce and Blue, Jay-Z and Blue. We can't leave him out.
Right.
But so, you know, when I was just visiting Europe, Europe is made up of small businesses. I mean, everywhere. There really aren't huge markets and stuff like that. Oh my God. Everything is pretty much small, entrepreneur-based, like family.
What?
Yes, hundreds of years.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, the business is going to be here. Why? Because we started it. Family name. The name is the family. This is us.
Like, you're right. I just didn't think I didn't realize it before. You're right.
Yes. And so what happens is, you know, they live upstairs, and then, you know, the whole family lives in the building.
Right.
And then they come downstairs and they turn the lights on in their leather shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is home. We live upstairs. My family. We passed it down, this legacy of this business, and we teach even the children back there doing different things, coming out selling leather to you. Not in a begging way. This is our
No.
pride. This is our family
That's what we
business.
do.
This is our business. The sandwich shop, the Alfredo store. You see the generations right in front of you. It's the same thing. So now they're in the educational phase of their legacy.
Yeah.
We have started it. You know it's going to be good when you come to this delicious place that started Alfredo. We went to Alfredo's Al Fresca, something like that. It's the first place that birthed Alfredo pasta.
Oh.
And if you know, I love Alfredo in America, but honey, honey.
It's
You
a business.
eat Alfredo in Italy,
You can't come back and eat it here.
I will never eat it here unless a man makes it for me, I guess. And then I'll be like, thanks.
Right, but you're still be like, it's
Like,
not quite the
Can't you just
same.
fly us to Italy so
Right?
we can eat it?
Let's
Yes.
manifest that too.
Yes.
Just fly me to Italy.
To eat.
Yeah.
Serena's husband did that.
Yeah.
She was pregnant. He was like, okay, you want some Italian food? Let's go to Italy. I was like, okay. Anyways, so
I just want to say I would be happy if my husband we together made, pasta from scratch.
yes.
Because I just want to say sometimes we need to romanticize the
Yes.
things that we can do right now. Like those family businesses. Oftentimes, we're going to bring in social media for a hot second. Social media
Right.
will amplify a certain luxury of life. It's not actually real.
It's not real.
It's actually not real.
It's not.
And so I love the term, although on social media has kind of like gone away with it, but
Okay.
romanticizing your
Your
life.
life.
And,
Yes.
while we might not right now, this very moment,
Right.
not be able to take a jet to Italy,
Yes.
but you and your significant other and your children can make homemade pasta
Yes, you
from
can.
scratch.
Yes, you can.
And that be like the memory.
The memory.
But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in
I
there.
love that.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Yeah.
That's legacy. Because your kids are
Yes.
going to remember that. And your kids are going to say, Friday night's pasta night. I got to teach my kids now how to make pasta from scratch.
So
Because, yes.
I homeschool my children. For everyone that already knows that,
Okay.
my 3 little ones, they're homeschooled. Me and my husband homeschool our children. And I was at a retreat somewhere, and I forgot what the person said to me, but it made me realize, oh my God, there's a possibility I will get to homeschool my grandchildren. And I got so excited at that legacy.
Wow. I could see that.
I was so excited. Like, it's just a beautiful idea that, the reason why we homeschool our children is so our children are not impacted by systemic racism, the oppression, all the things that our
Everything.
children deal with in school.
Everything.
And so our children get to grow up in a very loving, nurturing home, and they're educated in that same type of environment where they're taught to believe in themselves. Like,
Right.
if you talk to my children, they think they can literally take over the world.
Because they can.
They have no concept of no, if
Right.
you can't do it.
Right.
And so then hopefully, I mean, it's their choice when they become parents. But I'm
Right.
like, I'll homeschool my
Yes.
grandbabies and be able to, pass down that ability to grow up in an environment where there's no, there's no,
Yeah.
not that racism will not ever touch them.
Anyway, can I bring my kids?
Right. But it will not shape their experiences. So,
Right.
yeah. So going back to your elevate,
Yes.
and now we're on educate.
Educate.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope y'all
So-
catching the E's.
Yes, the 3 E's.
Okay, catch the E's.
Yes, elevate. So you're building, you're branding, you're creating, you're making it excellent, successful.
Yes.
You're bringing it to where your wildest dreams had you taken it.
Yes.
And now you're educating your successor. You're taking that person and you're molding them because they are moldable,
Yes,
right?
they
So you have to find someone or pass it down to someone who is moldable, someone who's a brand person, someone who will appreciate all of the things
All of
that you put into that baby.
Yes.
And they'll cradle it the same way you did, but they'll feed it something else and they'll grow it into something bigger. And then I feel like you can plan your exit. Now, we were talking earlier and you said exit like you just drop it and go.
Yes.
No. Your exit physically from running and grinding and still elevating the business, but your ability to still make income from it.
Okay.
Because we're just exiting physically,
Right.
but we're leaving the brand in great care and we're still seeing, managing, looking, okay, well,
The vision.
the vision. But as you elevate, you have one person to manage and not 50. It's that one person's job to manage the 50. Is your job to manage the one.
So let me ask this question though. what do you think are barriers as to why? Because I hear this in the nonprofit world of individuals who found the nonprofit that they work for.
Right.
A lot of them die
Yes.
having served in that same capacity.
Right.
So what do you think are some of the barriers that keep people from understanding that you educate the successor and you exit and
In a timely fashion.
Yes, in a timely fashion.
In a timely fashion. I think that people are controlling and dogmatic and unable to effectively teach. So not everyone is a teacher.
True.
And so not everyone is going to be able to effectively instruct the person to do things that need to be done, you know, in order to maintain the standard of the brand.
Right.
And so I think with that type of a person, someone who's dying out, who's refusing to teach, literally dying out of the brand, who's getting to the point where they're too old.
Right.
You know, I think at that point it needs to be more of a shadow situation where we're not asking you to teach, but can this person sit in with you?
Yeah.
And that's a nice way of learning quietly and just learning the brand without having to be taught.
Yeah.
You know, my brother was trying to teach me how to drive stick shift at 16, and he is not a teacher.
He's not a teacher.
My brother's not a teacher.
Okay.
And he's very impatient, very unkind with his words when you are too stupid to learn how to drive stick.
Oh, okay.
Is that really a thing?
Is that an older brother or a
Yes,
younger brother?
older.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, so
Woo.
annoying. So, so I had to become an observer.
Okay.
I had to watch because I knew that me asking him questions was going to further frustrate him. And then in turn, he was going to be frustrated with me. So as a person who wanted to learn, I wanted, right? So you have to have the spirit to want to learn and absorb the information. I just had to adapt and I had to just watch him do it. And then finally, I was able to apply it and do it. And now I taught my son how to drive stick. I mean, I'm an expert.
I love sticks. One thing I just want to add to that,
Yes.
or like, you know, dig deeper in, is when we're in the educational phase of our businesses, I'm a very systems, logistic kind of person.
Right.
You want to plug and play. And so I think it's very important for people when they're in their business
Yes.
to start documenting the process.
Yes.
That's very important so you can pass it
I
on.
agree.
So you know what the blueprint is of
Right.
how to teach people. And I know a lot of us who are maybe solopreneurs or don't have the extensive, you know, team
Right.
to do the work. There are so many resources out there that will help you compensate so you can develop systems that you can pass on or so that you can scale so that
Right.
you're not the only one.
You're not the only one.
But people have to be intentional about it.
Yes.
You are great at something, right? But you
Yes.
need to operationalize what you are great at so that the next person can actually do it.
And follow along.
Yes.
Yeah. Without you physically even having to teach them.
Yes.
Because if you have a manual or a guide
Yes.
to how to do this
Yes.
thing,
Yes.
then it's helpful
Right.
for someone who's coming up after you. Because even though you taught them and they shadowed you and you shared with them and you imparted this wisdom, you still need a physical, tangible guide
Yep.
or instructional manual in order to remember. Oh, you know what? This is how we do blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I remember, you know what? Let's go to page chapter. Yeah, everyone in this meeting.
Right.
Because we're going to remember how, you know, Tavier taught us. Remember how April Marie showed us? This is
Yes.
how we still do this. Now I'm adding in blah, 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 but
But this is the foundation.
this is the foundation.
You can always go back to your foundation
Yes.
and get rerouted.
Yes.
When you're not aligned anymore.
Exactly. And we do get out of alignment.
We do. So we go from the elevate, which most of us are probably in that
In that
phase.
phase.
And then we have to be intentional about pivoting to the educational
Yes,
phase,
yes.
operationalizing our own geniuses,
Right.
and so that the next generation, the next person can follow. And now, how do you make the exit more palatable for the person to be able to comfortably shift?
More palatable for which person?
I think the person, the leader, because this is you.
Right.
Whatever it is you.
I think you have to be ready. You have to be ready to exit. So I am ready to exit from styling behind the chair. It's been 21 years. My date is set for the 2025 January. Hopefully, that's my prayer.
Love it.
January 2025. My
Not
son will
hopefully.
graduate. You're right.
Not
It's
hopefully.
set. No, it's set.
Okay.
For January
It's
2025.
set.
Because I was saying my son graduates June of 2025, and I would love to be off with him.
For the
For that-
6
for the-
months of
yep.
yes.
Uh-huh.
Y'all, the date we heard it. I'm gonna play this podcast back to her
Yes.
when we get close to
Play
like
it.
December 31st. I'm
Yes.
like, okay, April, remember the podcast?
Remember what we said. So
I'ma be-
I am retiring from standing behind the chair, January 2025. I said it. You said it. It's confirmed. Done. So, but I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I feel like I have exhausted that. I have given my best, my excellence. I have given customer service like you wouldn't believe.
You have.
I have given and given and given. And I can safely say that upon my exit, I will leave no regrets. And so I feel like when you're not ready, you know, Frankie Beverly, he's not ready. And, you know, Frankie is losing his voice. He's had a lot of health challenges. He struggles at every show.
He's still performing? They still
Yes,
performing?
He is still performing. And it's devastating for the crowd because they want to come and they want to hear Frankie do it how he did it.
They want to take it back.
At least let's hear it how it sounds. You don't have to dance and all that, but Frankie's not giving. It's very sad. But he's either not ready, or B, he's not in position to exit. So it's positioning, and you also have to be mentally and emotionally ready to let that thing go.
Okay, you just hit on something. One, I didn't even know, Frankie. I went to Smokey Robinson concert, and he was killing it.
He's killing it.
But a part of me, I had to Google how old is he? Because a part of me was like,
Right. Because where is the successor?
like, why would you still want to? I mean, you know, so you hit on positioning, right? We have to be intentional about that there is an exit one day. How are you preparing for the exit? Are
Right.
you securing your finances? Do you have a plan? But also, because the before the podcast question,
Yes.
I asked, I said, when you say exit, because this is where I even had a hang up. So if I had a hang up, and I
Yes.
think I'm very enlightened,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure other people have a hang up. Exiting doesn't mean you don't make a profit off of the brand
No.
you built.
No, it does not mean that at all. The goal is that's if you wanted to carry on. Not every business is the same. So you might say, you know what, I if nobody takes this chair from me, that's fine.
Right.
And that's how I feel. If no one stands behind my chair and continues on to do hair under my name, I am completely fine with that.
Yeah.
And so you have to know within yourself if you want to continue the brand. And so if you want to continue the brand, then the brand is yours. You do not, negate ownership.
Yeah.
You just transfer the responsibilities of the day-to-day workings of the business. That is your exit, now having the freedom of your time, which is what we all are striving for. Period. So that frees you up.
Yeah.
The brand is still branding and doing exactly what it's supposed
It's
to
still
do,
branding.
which is making you money.
Yeah.
The people who work for the company are still getting paid well.
Yeah.
The brand is growing, and that's your baby.
Okay.
You just watch it now. Now it's a 21-year-old. You know
It's
what
a
I'm saying?
21-year-old, right?
21-year-old baby. It's like, all right, I don't have to tell you to brush your teeth and wash your face anymore. Now you're doing that yourself.
I have a 21-year-old son, and it's so nice when they buy you gifts. It's
That's
kinda
right.
like the business.
That's
You're
the
like,
business.
The business keeps gifting you. So
It's the gift that
yes.
keeps on giving. So no, it's not an exit to leave unless that's how you set it up.
Right.
If you're fine with it closing and being done, and just saying, you know what, it was a good run.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied here. This is not a brand that can leave a legacy per se, because I am just me and my hands do what they do. Now, the salon could be a legacy brand.
True.
That could be something that, we pass on to the next generation, and it continues to flow, and they create more, and there's more all depths, the brand.
I was going to say you could franchise.
You can franchise it.
Yeah.
There's different avenues that you could go with that brand. And so I'm speaking specific to my career as a stylist, not as the owner of the salon or the owner of the hair care business. you know, it's different. And that's why I said all of my businesses, all of my brands are in different stages of business.
Right.
And you know, I was going to touch on too, when I was driving, this just like dropped on. I said, so because they're in all these different spaces, these different phases of this, you know, the 3 E's, I can't rush them. No. So I can't look at Hair Honey and be like, come on.
Right?
You're in the elevation process. I'm ready for you to be in the educational phase. Like, hurry up. I have to be just as patient with Hair Honey as I am with, or I was with, you know, me standing behind the chair and building that, or me, you know, opening All Dolled Up. We've been in business for 8 years, you know, so we're in the educational phase of All Dolled Up, you know, and slowly transitioning into the exit, you know. So it's like, I can't rush Hair Honey. Hair Honey's just a baby.
Listening to you reminds me of, I don't know if you remember the trending audio, can we skip to the good part? And then the second version of the song is like, no, we can't. We cannot skip to the good part. You have to build it. I mean, that's just like birthing. We can't skip. And in any event that, you know, things happen and we have to skip a few things,
right,
it does come with consequences.
It does.
So it is better to bake out the vision and elevate it until it's ready to move into the educational phase.
Yes. And these phases could last as long as they need to last in order for them to be what they are. Like, people will look at Beyonce and be like, it's Beyonce though. And it's like, no, boo-boo. Beyonce was performing in her mother's salon at 5 and 6 years old.
People think Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey, people have talked about like the overnight success in Hollywood and in entertainment. We think things because they made it big in this seemingly overnight. People have been putting in work for years. Like even in my realm, people will be like, oh, it's you and you did it. And I'm like, do you know how long I've been working on this craft? Like since I was a kid, my ability to communicate, network, and those were survival skills I had to learn when I was a child. Now you see them as a professional skill I've learned and but there was countless days, hours when it wasn't working. It didn't make sense. I wasn't getting what I needed. But we have to put in the time. I think it was Malcolm Gladwell. He talks about, I think it's A Tipping Point or Outliers, one of those books.
Okay.
But he was referencing, he researched all these geniuses, all these things, all these people that were like, oh my gosh, they're brilliant.
Right.
And he was like, really, it's a 10,000 hour rule. These people have just put in hours.
Masters.
Yeah, they've mastered their art, their skill, whatever it is. And so now they look like geniuses.
Right.
But they were all putting that time. When you were clubbing,
right,
they was in the garage working on this Microsoft program.
Yes.
When you was, you know, because Gates and Jobs, I think somebody dropped out of school, right? But now they like cajillionaires.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they were following what they were good at and really bet on themselves.
Exactly. And when you were saying that, I was thinking about that main, I don't know if it was a quote or a meme, something I saw. So it was visual. It was the guys were coming in, the Lakers were coming in from a party. They was at the club and they got in at 5 a.m. And as they opened the elevators, Kobe was coming onto the elevators to go downstairs and work. Why? Because Kobe is a master. The standard is set. When I say Kobe, everyone says excellence.
Excellence.
Period.
No question about it. But you know, but we hear, we talk about Mamba mentality, right? People, the truth of the matter is people want Mamba mentality excellence.
Oh my gosh.
But have not put in the real
work.
No work. And have the audacity to demand it. Why am I not getting X, Y, and Z? Well, because what have you done?
What have you done?
What have you done?
What have you done to have any type of recognition anywhere? You have put no hours in. I can't even how do you know how to do you have never went to school, you've never studied.
So you watch the YouTube. Now, and I'm not knocking YouTube.
I'm not either.
Because YouTube is super helpful.
It is.
But for those who have went to YouTube University, you need to also, and they're excellent, you need to also ask how many hours that they put into their craft to be excellent.
Yes.
It's not enough to watch a tutorial and then I'm like, I'm great, I'm wonderful.
Right.
you had to put in the work to understand that,
Yes.
to understand the full 360 concept of what it is that you're doing.
Right.
Run all the scenarios. What are the consequences? What are the highs and lows? What are the
Yes.
pivot points?
Yes.
It's essential. But we do live in a society where it's like, I want it now.
I want it now.
And I kind of blame it a little bit on social media. Now, trust me, I
mean, we have to.
love social media. I love it, but it's like we don't show,
Mm-hmm.
and that's actually why I started this podcast. We don't show the work, the journey to get to the end.
The heavy stuff.
We don't show that, and not only do we
Right.
not show, we don't hand off the information to someone else.
No, we don't.
We want to gatekeep.
You want to
information.
gatekeep it, and you want to keep it to yourself because you feel like this is mine and I'm gonna keep it till
Yeah.
whenever. But that's how the brand dies off with leaders who can't pass the mantle, who don't feel comfortable passing the mantle because of that same exact mentality. You want to keep it, and this is my legacy. But how? No, a legacy lives on
It lives on beyond you.
beyond you.
Like, I mean,
So what is the goal?
what is the
And
goal?
that's the thing. Everybody's is different. Not everybody's going to be a Kobe, and it's okay. You know, I had to have the hard talk with my son. He's 16. And so, you know, he's in private school, and I'm paying for private school. And I told
Okay.
him before the school started, I said, listen here.
Listen.
I said, I don't pay for mediocre experiences. I only pay for excellent ones. Now, I'm not saying that public school is mediocre because I went to public school, honey,
Okay.
and I am everything excellent.
Right?
However,
Yes.
I gave myself an excellent experience at my public school.
Yeah.
I was in this and in
In
that
that,
and jumping over here and talking to this person and doing
Exactly.
this and doing that. I said, I'm not paying for you to go here and have a very mundane, mediocre, just existing experience. Because you could do that 31 to a classroom and, you know, in the yearbook.
Right?
I'm not having that.
Speak
So
on
you
it,
let me
mama.
know how excellent you want to be. And it's fine. We'll just operate accordingly. So I'll put you, and it will be free, where people that just want to have regular. And there's nothing wrong
there's
with
nothing
that.
wrong with that.
I'm fine with that. If you want regular, I can give it to you. It'll be the best regular you've ever had because everything I do is excellent.
Excellent, right?
So you'll have an excellent mediocre experience. However, it won't be top tier
Right.
because I want you to know that there is a difference.
There is.
There's a difference, and you have to apply yourself if this is the life you want. Everybody is not cut out for excellent.
No. And how did he respond? You can't leave us hanging. How did he respond?
So
to it?
we were in the this is how crazy I am. We was in the middle of the street lights was on, and we was just having a conversation. And my arms folded. I'm just standing there, got my sneakers on, and he was like, "Mom, settle down. I got it. Okay, Mom. Okay, no, I do want excellence." I said, "Oh, okay." So that looks like ASB, that looks like BSU,
right,
that
and
looks
it
like
looks
Key
like-
Club, that looks like volunteering, that looks like starting a club at the school. You want to do real estate? That looks like, so let me show you what excellence looks like and what I'm looking for. And then, you know, so I'm in the teaching, so I'm in the educational phase.
Yep.
You know, because I birthed you, I got you here. You're now
Right.
16. Now I'm in the educational phase of life for him. So that's what I'm saying. The 3 E's you can apply everywhere
Everywhere.
in your whole life, whether it's business, personal, professional. You're a singer, you're a dancer. You can apply it anywhere. And I'm in the educational phase with my oldest son. I'm still in the elevation phase with my youngest.
So I also want to just point out something though. Like you had the most realest conversation you had with your son. I don't think enough parents do that.
Right.
Because we will have champagne dreams for our
Yes.
children,
Yes.
but our children are like, actually, I
just
just take an
want
orange
beer.
soda.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like
I'm
I want
good.
an orange soda.
Right.
And so we need to have those conversations, but you also need to tie into that. What will it take to get there?
Right.
And that excellence costs something. There is a
does.
sacrifice.
Absolutely.
There's always a
Always.
sacrifice for whatever it is that you think you want.
Right.
Period. Like
You're going to have to work for it.
yes.
And I'm sorry that that's just the reality, you know. And if you look at Blue's life and you say she's got it easy, no, honey, because she's
No.
in 100-hour practices right along with her mother, learning those routines, perfecting them. And if you've seen her from the beginning of her first
Yeah,
dance.
I love watching those videos. I be like, look at little Blue. I be like in there, auntie. Okay,
Right,
Blue.
right. And now you
Yes.
see her like, get it.
Getting it.
You like, this is it.
I see it.
So this is the work. And if you think it's easy, it is not. If you for any of us, but I'm comparing it because everyone, the world can see it. You can see it from this perspective. That's why I said the Renaissance Tour is a great conversation because we can see it, and you can see the clips over and over again. They're all over our feed on social media.
Yes.
They're everywhere. So as I'm telling you these things, you can actually see it, and then you can apply it in your own life.
Right.
And so, yes, I'm in the educational phase with Calum, and I'm in the elevating stage. I'm still with the brush your teeth with Carter. You know, I'm still in the did you make your bed? Come on, man. Hey, you know.
I guess that makes me in the exit stage of my 21-year-old.
Okay.
Like, okay, handing off these things. Still educating, but moving towards more like, okay, baby, you're getting ready to graduate from college.
Yes.
You got
This is the
right?
exit.
This
Yes.
is it. And then definitely in the educational phase, or elevate phase with my younger children.
Right.
But yeah, that I love the 3 E's. So I hope if you're watching this, you're picking up on those 3 E's. If you're listening to it, you're picking up on the 3 E's. You just need to get the 3 E's, okay? 3 E's.
Yes.
Easy E, like I think there's like 3 E's in easy. Maybe I don't know. But the point is, it's 3 E's you need to remember.
Yes.
So April Marie.
Yes.
I love saying April Marie. It's
Thank
just
you
such a,
so
it's
much.
Thank
Thank you so much.
We went to church on this episode.
Yes, we did.
Church.
Yes.
And we could probably do a part 2.
We probably can do a part two.
So I want, so as we wrap this in a bow, so that the listeners and viewers can take this away and like move on and apply these things.
Yes.
What are some of your key takeaways that you really want the listener to like get so that they can apply to their lives?
I think my first one would be to be patient with yourself. Be patient with your business. Understand what phase of their stages of the 3 E's that they're in, so that you can like appreciate each stage. You know, because there's something magical about the elevation stage. There just is. It's like your blood, your sweat, your tears, your long nights, your, you know, happiness, your joys, your, you know, just advances, you know, all of those things are so rewarding and so beautiful. And so just learn how to appreciate those stages. Yeah. And then I would probably say to, I don't know, shoot, all of it.
I mean, right? I think
I'm
all
like,
of the 3 E's, but I think the patience one is
the
really
patience.
and knowing where you're at. So knowing where you're at and being patient with yourself. And I would add one more E: enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey.
Because one of the YouTubers, young lady I follow, and we saw her when she was in the elevate stage. And she was grinding out on YouTube, grinding out. It was beautiful. I'm like, yes, sis. Like I'm Auntie Top. Yes, sis, or big sis, really. But I was like, yes, right. But then she started to achieve all her goals, right? And now we see the come up.
Right.
And then, but she lost track of, you know, what she originally started with. And so she recently posted a new YouTube, Aaron on Demand, if you're wondering who I'm speaking about. And she shares that she would, if she had to do it all over again, she would enjoy the successes a lot longer.
Yeah.
As opposed to checking off and going to the next one.
Right.
So enjoy the journey. So as you're operating in patience,
yes,
and identifying what stage of the journey you're on, and then enjoying the journey of the 3 E's.
Yes.
Then I'm willing to bet that you'll see the success you're looking for.
Right. Right.
And have memories to reflect on.
Memories.
Yeah.
Because it is memorable.
It is memorable.
It's something that your hands created, regardless of whatever it is. And that's a blessing.
That is a blessing. And then when you say your hands created, that reminds me, we didn't even talk about handle with hair. So that definitely, we got to have you back on the next, another episode.
Yes.
So
yes.
Thank you again for being on the Black Girls Guide to the Pivot.
Me.
I know this was meaty. You're going to have to listen to this or watch this 2 times, 2.5, 3 times.
Yes.
4, send it to your friends, send it to your mama. But before we drop off, what is your social media? Where can people connect with you?
Connect with me at Rockstar Life, Rockstar_Life on Instagram. And then on Facebook, I'm just April Marie. And then TikTok, I think I'm also at Rockstar_Life. Okay. Yes.
She be living that Rockstar life.
And that's the thing.
She do.
Amen.
She do.
Yes, I do.
So thank you for being here. And remember that if you're listening to this or watching this, that you are more than enough. You are always loved. And here at the Black Girls Guide to the Pivot, this is all about living intentionally and being able to pivot in life personally and professionally. Until the next episode, same bad time, same bad channel. We out.
Bye.